people of Earth! Since you did not return the space cash, your species and your planet is hereby forever blocked off and barred from the rest of the universe.
Katy Perry, I just want to congratulate you on being the first astronaut to sing in space for real.
Thanks, Jeff. It was one small step for women, one giant leap for my lifetime's tour.
Katy Perry loses it as South Park mocked her 10-min space mission. After taking a 10-minute trip to space with Blue Origin, Katy hoped to inspire a new generation.
This wasn't a ride. Wasn't a destination. It was a journey, and it was a supernatural one.
Yesterday, 6 celebrity women, including Gayle King, Katy Perry, and Lauren Sanchez, took a Blue Origin rocket into space on a trip that lasted from takeoff to touchdown less than 12 minutes in total.
You're coming down from space for like a few minutes. You're not kissing the ground like you left that long ago, bro. 11 minutes. The other astronauts that have been up in space and came back down, they were just like out of their mind like this, like, yo, what's going on?
Get another chance and I'm gonna do it. Oh my God.
But instead, she became the internet's favorite punchline. And things exploded when South Park aired their latest episode, brutally roasting the mission, the rocket, and Katy herself. From showing her cartoon face melting in zero gravity to mocking the whole girl power in space message, the episode didn't hold back. Now the internet's laughing harder than ever, and behind the scenes, Katy's reportedly having a full-blown meltdown.
I've never seen a group of mothers waste so much money in 11 minutes. This is the reason why we're the laughing stocks of the world right now. You know how much money they wasted that could have went to people that's starving, people that's homeless? They didn't even have on the right equipment to go into space.
1, 2, 3, take it up space!
Wow. It's amazing. Guys, I have to tell you, look at the moon. Wow.
Katy Perry's trip to space was supposed to be a big moment. She joined Blue Origin, the space company owned by Jeff Bezos, for what was described as an inspiring, all-female flight to promote women in science and space. But the entire journey lasted only 10 minutes. That's right. Just 10. They went up, floated for a few minutes, and came right back down. And while it may have been a big deal to her, the internet saw something completely different. Right after landing, Katy stepped out of the capsule and kissed the ground. The moment was caught on camera and spread like wildfire online. Fans joked that she acted like she had just returned from Mars, when in reality she didn't even make it to orbit. Some people called it the shortest flex in history, while others labeled the whole mission a rich person's roller coaster. One viral tweet even showed news notifications that said, Katy Perry launches into space, followed just minutes later by Katy Perry returns safely. That pretty much summed up how fast it all went. Behind the scenes, things were even messier. Insiders say Katy didn't expect this level of backlash. What she thought would be a powerful, history-making flight turned into a public disaster. Sources claim she's been venting to her therapist, feeling embarrassed and unsure if joining the mission was even worth it. She's trying to stay strong in public, telling fans things like, "When people try to make me a human piñata, I send them love." But not everyone bought it. Critics say it felt more like a forced response from someone who's clearly overwhelmed. Instead of being seen as a bold leader, Katy has become the center of non-stop jokes. Memes, reaction videos, TikToks, you name it. And once South Park joined in, things went from bad to worse. The famous animated show, known for making fun of celebrities and turning real events into wild parodies, released an episode that roasted her space mission from start to finish. And yes, it was brutal. In the episode, cartoon versions of Katy Perry and news anchor Gayle King are shown floating awkwardly in space. One of the most shocking scenes shows Katy's animated face literally melting in zero gravity, an over-the-top joke about how out of place she looked during the real mission. The internet couldn't stop laughing. Clips of the scene were instantly shared across TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. People said it might be one of South Park's funniest takedowns ever, but it wasn't just about Katy. The show also mocked the entire Blue Origin mission. They made fun of how it was treated like a serious space achievement, even though the trip was only 10 minutes long. The episode joked that the flight had no real science behind it and looked more like a reality show stunt than anything important. Even Katy, calling herself Captain Perry, got turned into a punchline. Viewers said South Park nailed the way the mission felt forced and overly dramatic. They pointed out how ridiculous it was to act like this was history-making, when in reality, it was more of a short luxury ride for the rich. The show even poked fun at how the media covered it, making it seem like Katy had done something as big as landing on the moon. After the episode aired, social media exploded. Fans said it was funnier and more honest than some actual news coverage. And some even said it got more attention than recent Disney movies. That's how big the roast was. For Katy Perry, what started as a celebration quickly turned into one of her most embarrassing public moments, and now it's locked into pop culture forever as a cartoon joke. One of the biggest reasons Katy Perry's space mission got so much heat wasn't just because it was short, it was because of how it was advertised. From the beginning, the trip was promoted as a bold moment for women in STEM. Science, technology, engineering, and math. Blue Origin and the media said this mission would inspire girls to chase their dreams and see that anything is possible. But to many people watching, it didn't feel real. It felt staged. Instead of being inspired, a lot of viewers felt confused or even annoyed. How was a 10-minute luxury flight supposed to encourage kids to study science? Critics pointed out that the mission had nothing to do with experiments, research, or technology breakthroughs. It was more like a quick ride up and down, something a celebrity could do just to say they did it. What made things worse was when news anchor Gayle King said during an interview that this mission would inspire the next generation of female astronauts. That comment hit a nerve. People started comparing Katy's trip to real astronauts who had been working in space for months without much recognition. 2 astronauts, including Sunita Williams, were recently stranded in space for over 9 months and barely made headlines. Meanwhile, Katy Perry got tons of press for spending a few minutes floating in zero gravity. Podcasters and YouTubers jumped on this point fast. They said it wasn't fair that trained astronauts doing real science got ignored, while celebrities were treated like heroes for doing far less. One commentator even called the whole thing space cosplay, saying it was all about image, not impact. People online also noticed how carefully everything around the mission was planned. From Katy's outfit to the way she spoke in interviews, it all felt like a publicity stunt. Even her emotional landing moment, kissing the ground, seemed more dramatic than sincere. Some fans defended her, saying she was just trying to make the best of a big opportunity, but others weren't buying it. They felt like the whole girl power message was just being used to make the mission seem more important than it really was. By the time South Park aired their roast, public opinion had already shifted. What started as an inspirational moment for women in science had become a meme, a joke, and a huge lesson in how not to do PR. And for Katy Perry, the mission's message was completely lost in the chaos. It wasn't just Katy Perry or the mission's message that got roasted. People also went after the rocket itself, and they didn't hold back. Critics, comedians, and even news hosts couldn't stop pointing out how strange the Blue Origin rocket looked. Some said it resembled a toy. Others weren't so kind. Megyn Kelly, a well-known TV personality, called it a flying nipple on her YouTube channel, and the internet immediately ran with it. Soon, memes started popping up everywhere. Side-by-side photos compared the rocket to all sorts of funny shapes, and people joked that it looked like something out of a cartoon rather than a real space vehicle. It didn't help that the rocket had a very round top and a long, smooth body, basically the perfect setup for internet teasing. South Park didn't miss the chance to mock that, too. In their episode, the cartoon version of the rocket is even more exaggerated, drawn in the most ridiculous way possible. The characters in the show joke about how it looks like something out of a science fair project gone wrong. Even the launch is made fun of, with characters acting like they're blasting off in a giant plastic toy instead of a real spacecraft. People online joked that it didn't go much higher than a regular airplane. Some even said they've flown farther on Delta. That kind of comparison made the whole mission seem less like a big deal and more like a rich person's thrill ride. What was supposed to be a sleek, futuristic symbol of progress ended up being a punchline. And once the rocket became a meme, there was no going back. The internet decided this mission wasn't just embarrassing for Katy Perry, it was also a reminder that even billion-dollar space companies can become comedy gold in the blink of an eye.